Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Meydan Racecourse here on Friday. It is the 14th of January 2022. Gonna look at all the races on night one of the World Cup Carnival, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Some things different with this year's Carnival. Not on Thursday nights. Now it's going to be on Friday nights or Friday mornings here in New York City. I do like it on Thursdays because at least it gives you extra time midweek to handicap these races. Now on Friday, we have a lot more races around the world to look at, or I do, and it just makes it a little bit more difficult for me. But on Fridays now, I can watch these races. Sometimes on Thursdays, I'm very busy in the mornings, but on Fridays, I can finally watch these races live. But we have 7 races on tap from Meydan. Let's get to it right now, starting with the first race for the purebred Arabians. It's the Group 1 Maktoum Challenge presented by Point Pure. It's Arabian Stakes going for a purse $50,000. Race for 5-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 8 horses going to the dirt. The distance of ground is 1,600 meters or a mile on that dirt course. I'm going to take as a top selection 2-horse Brack. I'm going to go 253 in the tri-cash trifecta. 253 tri-cash trifecta. That's the top 3 basically for me. But the top selection 2-horse Brack. 9-year-old horse here. Pat Dobbs is on this one. The horse's most recent outing came over at a lane on the 3rd of December. 1,800 meters in conditions race. And the horse finished won that day by 1 3/4 lengths that day and had a dream trip. He stalked all the way around the racetrack, quickened up nicely, and he got the job done, cutting back to 1,600 on a very speed favoring track drawn very well. I think the horse could really run a good race here today. 2 back, the horse ran the 27th of March here at Meydan, a mile and a quarter in the Kahela Classic, where the horse finished 8th by 15 lengths, was drawn very wide that day, and he really couldn't get the trip. I do think the mile and a quarter that day was just not to his liking, and also he was just facing classier Arabian horses. And then 25th of February was his previous race in the Maktoum Challenge, round 3, over the 2,000 or the mile and a quarter. He finished second by 2.5 lengths there, and he ran decently that day. He won that day by 1/4 lengths. Looking at the wrong race, pardon me. You have to get used to the form guides from Meydan. So just pardon me. That day he won by 1 3/4 lengths, and again he had a dream position. The race before he ran here at Meydan, 1,900 in Maktoum Challenge round 2, where he finished second by 2 1/4 lengths there, and he really just never got going. He's very lackadaisical all throughout, which cost him that day. But I do like him at the mile trip. Like that he had a very good run on a lane last time out. Okay, it was on the all-weather course and on the around the right-handed bend, but coming here around the left-handed bend to the 1,600, I think he's really running in a really good spot to run a good race. We're going to take him here at 7-2. To recap my selection for the first race, it's for the Arabians, the Group 1 Maktoum Challenge. Let's take the 2-horse Barak. I'll go 253 in the tri-cash trifecta to the second event. Race number 2 from Meydan. It is the Festival City Stakes presented by Palm West Beach Stakes. It's just a conditions race going for a purse $60,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. 7 horses are going to the dirt. The distance of ground is 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the dirt course. We're going to take the 4-horse No Say as a top selection. We'll go 4-6-5 in the tri-cash trifecta. 4-6-5 tri-cash trifecta. Top selection 4-horse No Say. This 3-year-old colt by Helmet. Miguel Barzalona gets the mount for Ismail Mohammed. The horse's most recent outing came on the 28th of September at Wolverhampton in the UK. 6 furlongs on the Tapeta and a novice race, and the horse finished second by 2 3/4 lengths that day and was drawn stupidly wide, 12 of 12, which is not ideal there. He was wide throughout. He got over well a little bit, but he just couldn't keep up late. If he would have saved some ground, he would have won by open lengths, but he just couldn't save ground. Coming here today with a better posture, how this is forwardly paced to get no kickback in his face. He breaks usually well. I think he really run a good race. 2 back again at Wolverhampton on a track where he's just drawn very wide on the 14th of September. 6 furlongs in the main race. First start in quite a while. He won by a head and was wide throughout, but he had a great starting position. He quickened up nicely, and he got the job done. It was a small margin victory because he just wasn't 100% cranked, but it was still a very good run. And then debut, he ran 25th of May at Newcastle, 5 furlongs in a novice. He finished 5th by 5 lengths there, and he was just kind of lackadaisical. Never really had a good clear trip late. It wasn't his day to win, but he's really improved since the last race. Coming to dirt for the first time shouldn't be a problem. Like I said, I think he has the speed to overcome the kickback. At 6-1, let's use him. Don't throw out the Barcelona here at Meydan. He's had some decent seasons here when he rides. We'll also use the 6-horse Taking Names. It's 3-year-old colt by Arrogate, so he's bred to go on the dirt. Most recently ran locally on the 16th of December, 7 furlongs in a conditions race where he finished fourth by 4 1/4 lengths. Going to a longer trip that day, he just couldn't keep up late, never quickened up from a stalling position, but he won here very easily on the 18th of November, going 6 furlongs in the main race, winning by 8 1/4 lengths that day. He just kept going and won for fun. If you reports that race today, he could definitely win here from the rail 9-5. We'll definitely use him in the multi race or the play spots. But to recap my selection for the second from Meydan, let's take the 4-horse No Masi as a top selection. Give kudos to the 6-horse taking names 4-6-5 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Let's go 4-6 in the play spot or the multi race wager. Let's get to the third event, to the lawn. The third race from Meydan, it is the Dubai Racing Club Classic. It's listed stakes going for a purse of $100,000, races for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 16 horses entered to go one lap around the turf course, which is 2,400 meters in circumference, or 1.5 miles on the Meydan lawn, the turf course. As a top selection here, we're going to go take the number 1 horse, Passion and Glory. We'll go 193 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 193 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection, 1 horse, Passion and Glory. 6-year-old Gelding by Cape Cross, Godolphin Said Bin Zor trains. Frankie Dettori gets the mount for his old bosses. Now, the horse's most recent outing came in Baden-Baden in Germany, the 5th of September, a mile and a half in the Group 1, Grosse Prix von Baden, and he finished third by 4 3/4 lengths there, and he just kind of stalked, could never quicken up to his full potential. He's been seeing very wet ground recently, which has really been costing him. Seeing a good firm ground today, which he should do very well. Lesser quality horse from his last few races, getting Frankie up. I think the horse could really run a good race, even with the high weight here today of 132 pounds. Two back around the 30th of July, Goodwood, a mile and a half in the Group 3 Glorious Stakes. He won by a neck and he was drawn very wide, but he stalked well, quickened up nicely on the front end, and he got the job done. A very, very good run, again, on ground he wasn't probably preferably running on. And then before that, around the 9th of July at Ascot, yielding ground, a mile and a quarter in a handicap, winning by 6 lengths there. Again, he sat back early, slowly moved his way up, and he got the job done over a shorter trip. And then he ran before that at Linkfield, 14th of June, a mile and a quarter and a handicap on the Tapeta. He took the shortest way around from the rail, winning by 4 lengths. A very, very good race there. Winning, basically for fun. Coming here today, longer trip shouldn't be a problem. Like I said, I think the key with him is getting the good ground, or to firm ground, which he's going to see. 4-1, let's use him. You can't throw out the other Godolphin here, the 9-horse Worko, this 4-year-old gelding by Kingman. When I think about Kingman, I don't think about mile and a half horses, but this horse, I think, is a good horse to go with the trip. Most recently, they ran him in the Chester Vase at Chester back in May, where he finished 4th by 9 3/4 lengths there. And that particular afternoon, he just really couldn't, quicken up late. He was on the front end, but just needed something extra. First time to a mile and a quarter. Before that, they ran the Derby trial at Linkfield over at Epsom, a mile and a quarter on the 20th of April, and he won by a head that day. He took the rail that day, the shortest way around, and he got the job done. Very good run. First star as a 3-year-old, and then the last star as a 2-year-old who ran at Kempton in November 2020 in a novice race, winning by 4.5 lengths. He put on a show. Coming here with the longer trip, my thoughts with him, he's either going to run a massive race or they're going to run him later in the season in one of those mile races. But at 3-1, he's we'll use him on the ticket. But like I said, I do prefer the other Godolphin before him. To recap my selection now for the third from Meydan, it's the Dubai Racing Club Classic. Let's take the 1-horse Passion and Glory. Give kudos to the 9-horse Worko. 193 Tri-Cash Trifecta. 1-9 in the place pot or the multi race. Let's get to the fourth. Race number 4, it's Jumeirah Classic Trial. It's just a conditions race going for a purse of $150,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. Field of 8 horses going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs on the turf course. We're going to take the 8-horse Sovereign Prince as a top selection. We'll go 825 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 825 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection. My best bet of the afternoon or the evening's the 8-horse Sovereign Prince. 3-year-old gun by DeBowie. William Buick gets them out for Charlie Alpy and Godolphin. The horse's most recent outing came 26 September at Epsom. 7 furlongs in a Class 3 handicap, and the horse won by 1/4 lengths. He had a dream tracking position. He slowly moved his way up, and when he got the lead, he just kept going. A very good race there, a very good confidence and stamina building, getting up that hill late, which he did easily. Coming here, 7 furlong trip on good ground, which he absolutely loves. I think he's in the improved to win, and he's run much the best numbers out of anybody in this race. 2 back in the maiden race at Wolverhampton, 6 furlongs, 8th of September, and he finished third by 5 3/4 lengths there. And he sat back early. He slowly moved his way up. I do think the trip was just a little bit too short, and the 6 furlong stairs is very speed favoring at times. He just wasn't getting into it. And then prior to that, Nottingham, 16th of July, 6 furlongs in the main race, finishing second by 2 1/4 lengths. He sat back go early. He moved up a little bit late, but again, he just needs something. And then down the straightaway at 6 furlongs at Newbury in a novice race in June, he finished 7 by 4 3/4 lengths. Absolutely ran horribly, never really getting the job done. But coming here along with a bigger turn, kind of a galloping track, I think he's really more suited to this 7 furlong circumference, kind of similar to Epsom. Not in the same way, of course, but bigger track should suit him well, not the smaller turns like he's seen at Wolverhampton. 4-1, I think he's on the improve. Let's take him here. So to recap my selection for the fourth for Meydan's Jumeirah Classic Trial, let's take the 8-horse Sovereign Prince. 8-5 Tri-Cash Trifecta, and like I said, Sovereign Prince can be my best bet of the night. Let's get to the featured fifth race. The fifth race from Meydan, it is the Group 2 Maktoum Challenge Round 1. It's going for a purse of $250,000. Races for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 14 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile on the main track, the dirt course. My top selection, I'm going to go take the number 5 horse Hypothetical. We'll go 5-3-12 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 5-3-12 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection, 5 horse Hypothetical. 5-year-old horse by Lupe de Vega. Miguel Barcelona's on this one. The horse is most recent outing. He's been on the bench since the 27th of March. That came here at Meydan, a mile and a quarter in the Group 1 Dubai World Cup, where he finished 4th by 6 3/4 lengths that day. And, he was with them early on, setting the pace, completely hit the wall. Mystic Guide really closed up for nowhere to run a good race. This horse just wasn't getting into it. He runs his better races at the mile trip, which he's going to see today. He's drawn very well, has a forwardly pace to win. Also, he could track, which is good in this race. And I think this is a more realistic spot than the Dubai World Cup. But he didn't run bad, but he wasn't going to win there. Two back around the Maktoum Challenge Round 3 at Meydan. I'm on the course 6th of March, finishing second by 1 3/4 lengths. He sat back early. He couldn't get out from a wide post draw, and it just wasn't his day to win. The winner the Soldiers just won a little bit better. And then the handicap before that on the 18th of February here at Meydan, 1 mile there. He won by 3/4 length. Stepping down in class that afternoon, he sat back early, slowly moved his way up, and he got the job done with a lot left in the tank. I thought that was a good race for him. And then before that, they ran in the fire break here at Meydan over the mile trip. He finished second by 2 3/4 lengths there, and he just needed something late, but he from a starting position. And then before that, they ran him in the Jebel Ali mile over the mile trip at Jebel Ali in late January 2021. He finished 4th by 13 lengths. You need to be drawn well at Jebel Ali near the inside going a mile. He was drawn very wide, which cost him, and he just could never really get up that hill well. And and with that wide poster, like I said, it just wasn't his day to win. But coming here off the bench, where he runs well off the bench, he's a winner here nearly a year ago at 5-1. I think he's in a more realistic spot to win than his last few races. You also have to use the 3 horse here, Eastern World. Ray Dawson's on this one for Hamish, 5 Gallon by Dubawi. Most recent round came here in December over the mile trip and illicit stakes, where he finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. First on dirt, I thought he ran decently there. Some of his races in the UK on the turf, he was definitely facing tougher horses with some class relief, running a decent race last time out on dirt. I'm going to give him another shot here at 10-1 in this very wide open Maktoum Challenge. So to recap my selection for the 5th from Meydan, it's the Group 2 Al Maktoum Challenge Round 1. We're going to take the 5 horse Hypothetical as a top selection. We'll give kudos to the 3 horse Eastern World. 5-3-12 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Let's go 5-3 in the multi-race or the plays pot. Let's get to the lawn, to the 6th race from Meydan. The 6th race from Meydan, it is the Group 2 Cape Verdi Stakes. It's a Group 2 event going for a purse of $180,000. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 10 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile on the turf course. We're going to take as a top selection the 10-horse Wedding Dance. Let's go 10-8-6 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 10-8-6 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection 10-horse Wedding Dance. 4-year filly by Invisible Spirit. Charlie Appleby trains. William Buick gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came to the 13th of November at Wolverhampton on the Tapeta that afternoon. 7 furlongs there in that conditions race, and the horse finished won by 2 1/2 lengths that day, and he sat back early and took the shortest way around from the rail, quickened up nicely, and it was a good victory that day without the headgear. Before that, they experimented with some headgear in enlisted stakes in Newmarket, 1 mile on the 24th of September, first start in 13 months. The horse finished 6 by 6 lengths there, wasn't 100% fresh, wasn't handling the headgear, and just never really showed up. It wasn't the day to win. And then prior to that, the horse ran the 1st of August of 2020 at Deauville, 7 furlongs in the Group 3 pre-6 perfections. The horse finished second by 3/4 length there, and the horse was with him early on, setting the pace and nearly won it on the front end, but got caught in the final 16th, but still ran hard up there against some very tough fillies. And then prior to that, July 2020 at Newmarket, yielding ground 7 furlongs in a fillies maiden race. The horse won by 3 1/4 lengths there, and again, basically one on the front and one for fun. A very good race there. Before that, in the debut and novice race in Newmarket in June of 2020, the horse finished 4th by 5 3/4 lengths there, and just really couldn't get into it from a stalling. Just never quickened up. You need the race for experience, but he's really been improving with every single run. Back to lawn today, drawn very well, has a forwardly pace. The mile trip right up her alley at 6 to 1. If I had to give a best bet with that other Godolphin horse I have earlier, this would be my other best bet. We're going to single her in that late pick 4 of the quaddy after you decide to play. So to recount my selection for the 6 from Meydan, it is the Group 2 Cape Verdi. Let's take the 10 horse, a wedding dance. We'll go 10 8 6 in the trifecta. We're going to single this 10 horse in the late pick 4. Let's get to the nightcap, the 7th race from Meydan. The nightcap, the 7th race from Meydan, it's Dubai Dash. It's a listed stakes going for a purse of $100,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 18 horses enter, but only 16 can go. 1,000 meters or 5 furlongs on the turf course. We're going to take the number 2 horse here, Man of Promise, is the top selection. Let's go 2-16-5 in the trifecta. 2-16-5 trifecta. Top selection 2 horse, Man of Promise. 5-year-old gun by Into the Mischief. Godolphin own. Charlie Appleby trains. James Doyle gets the mounts. The horse's most recent out came the Alquaz Sprint here at Meydan over the 6 furlongs on the 27th of March. The horse finished 8th by 2 3/4 lengths, and he just never really showed up. He was facing very tough horses and just never showed up. Stepping down in class to the solicited stakes, for Dubai standards, not the world's toughest listed stakes. He's drawn well. I think he has a forwardly pace to win against these horses off the bench. 2 back in the Group 3 Natal Shiva Turf Sprint here at Meydan, 6 furlongs on 6th of March. He finished 8th by 9 3/4 lengths, and again was with him early on. Kind of hit the wall late. Just couldn't keep up with those slightly better horses at the end of the season. And then the 4th of February here, Meydan, 6 furlongs listed handicap. With a low weight, the horse won by 3 lengths, was drawn on the stand side, which really this horse loved. Quickened up nicely and on the front end, and just kept going. A very, very good, easy race there. And then before that, the horse ran August 2020 in Newmarket on the July course, 6 furlongs on a handicap. First time facing winners. The horse finished second by 2 lengths there, and was with them early on the drive, and just not getting up that final hill well at Newmarket. You could either handle it at times or don't. This horse just wasn't handling it. Coming here, very lesser quality horses, even with a high weight. Course and distance winner. We're going to use him at 6 to 1. Don't throw out the 16 horse here. Wild Majesty. Andre Azzini's on this one. The horse has been facing very tough horses in France. Most recently, Longchamp in the Group 1 Pre-Lalabed Longchamp. The horse finished 12th by 12 lengths on the very wet ground. This horse, the wheels were spinning, and he just couldn't keep up there. Before then, the Petit Cofer at Longchamp, 5 furlongs in September. He finished 3rd by 4 3/4 lengths, and I thought he ran decently against those tough horses, and then won at Deauville over the 5 in August. Stepping down in class on very faster ground than he's been facing, drawn on the stand side, which is ideal, has forwardly pace. At 12 to 1, we have to give him a shot on that late quaddy or pick 4, and also give a shot to the 5 horse Royal Crusade for William Buick. Coming in from the UK, some of the races in the UK this past season, he's been facing tough horses, but coming here today, he likes running here in the UAE. He's run decent races locally, in the Natal Sheep Turf Run, where he finished 6th, but I thought he showed potential there. I'm giving him a shot at 9 to 2, but I do prefer the other 2 before him. But to recount my selection for the 7th from Meydan, it's the Dubai Dash. Let's take as a top selection here the number 2 horse, Man of Promise. We'll give kudos to the number 16 horse here, Wild Majesty, and the 5 horse, 2-16-5 trifecta. We'll use 2-16 and 5 also in the late pick 4 or the quaddy. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingGet5 and join me throughout the winter for some more Meydan World Cup Carnival selections. Good luck, everybody.